language now, please.
Lots of people would think the Cork Penny Dinners is about a plate of food and feeding somebody, but it's a lot more than that. The food is the stuff that goes into the stomach to keep the person fed, and that kind of calms the mind a little bit because it takes away the hunger, the fear of hunger, the wondering where the next meal is going to come from, wondering how do I pay a bill, do I buy a bit of food. So it helps the mind to calm down a little bit, and therefore I think that it's invaluable in that sense because it gives people thinking time and that they can think better on a full stomach. But then it's all about the person as a whole. Some people need to be put together again from scratch. Other people not so much so, but all need that particular help. So if it's from scratch, we'll see if they're interested in any of the classes that we roll out, and we'll tell them about things that are going on in other parts of the city. There's the Lantern Project, which is very good, and people can go over there and spend a few hours being loved as well. So it's all about letting people know, taking the stigma, the fear, the hurt, the humiliation, the actual pain of having to come into penny dinners. It's all about that first, and then it's all about if there's other ways of helping, they'll unfold when you're talking to somebody. And then you make decisions like, can I do this, can I do that, can the volunteers do this, you know. And when I say I mean the whole penny dinners. And because sometimes a volunteer might come in and say somebody needs to go someplace and they don't know where it is. It could be a simple thing like that. We have transition year students, so they could be 15, 16, and we have college students. We have some that, you know, they're in their first year, second year, third year, and we have mature students from all the colleges, UCC, and we have CIT, College of Com, St. John's, you name it, we have all of them. So they're a mix of age, but the very young, the transition years, when they come, I suppose they would remind me of myself, they wouldn't know what to expect. But they get it very quickly, and they're hands-on, and when they're hands-on for a day, they're like hands-on for life because they see it. And they have no problem with doing the work. You show them once and they pick it up very quickly, but they also get what we're about by the end of their first day. So when they come back, the fear is more or less gone, and they're full of enthusiasm because they actually realise they're helping people, and it's real. It's not something you see off the television, it's something you see off the paper, or something in a magazine, or something that you read about in school. This is actually real, and they see the people that come in here, again, from all walks of life, from all ages, and I think it just opens their mind a little bit to start them thinking, and it nurtures a little part of their mind like that, teaches them how to be good to people and to be good to themselves, because they'll have to learn boundaries as well here, and they learn that. So I think all in all, that by the time they leave ready for something and a renewed interest kind of in whatever they want to do in their career. Because lots will come in here and they wouldn't know what to, you know, their career would be, or they could be in second or third year and they're not sure what career path they want to follow, and they come in and then you hear, oh, I know now, you know. So it's great that all these things can happen under, you know, or during hard work. sometimes when people come in here, they don't know what to do, and you can see it. It's visible. You can see it in their eyes, or you can see it in their stance, you know, and their body language, and you can see that, and they don't know what to do. So quickly, we'll just try and settle them, and then we'll just have a word or two with them and let them know what's on offer. Like that, they'll get soup and a main course, and we'll tell them to relax, everything's fine, and chill out. But we don't jump on their back like by saying, oh, you'll be grand, you'll be fed now and everything's solved and sorted, like, because we know that that doesn't solve and sort anything. But so we'll just let them see that, and we always say, nobody takes any notice of anybody here. And that's as it should be. We're all here for a purpose. Ours is to serve at the minute. Theirs is to survive at the minute. So we're just really helping each other do both. And so to take that away from somebody is a huge step. Then they can eat kind of in a bit of peace, and a bit of dignity, to know that nobody's thinking any of the worse for them. Nobody wants to know how they ended up coming into penny dinners. It's not about how you end up coming into penny dinners. I think the people that actually make the step and come in here have taken a very brave step, because it's a survival thing, and they've done that. So it's survival of the body and it's survival of the mind as well. And you have to have the heart to go on. So I think that unfolds itself then as well, because we don't, you know, we're not in their faces and they're, you know, that way, so they're left. If they want to talk, we'll talk, and if they want to sit, we let them sit. We don't interfere anyway. And you quickly figure it out. Nearly everybody does. A few days here and you figure that out. So I think all of that part of it is easy, but we would always keep on top of it, like the core team would always keep on top of that. When somebody comes in, we don't open their can of worms, because we're not there when they go away to close it or to help them close it again. And that's the last thing we want to do. So we'll keep it all on the level, you know, light, and sometimes there's lots of tears. Sometimes people can't eat. They'll put their hand on their head and they're trying to get the food into them, but they're emotional and there's tears, you know. And when you see that as a volunteer, you know you must do something else. You just can't leave it go at that. So that's, and they all feel like that. You see all the volunteers doing exactly what I do. Freezing cold, like when you come in here first, but everything is prepped, and it's like firing up the engines, because there's a big engine like that keeps this place running. And so all the meat will have to be cooked off, the potatoes will have to be cooked off, the veg will have to be cooked off, the gravy will have to be made, the soup will have to be liquidized, and you know, and everything then has to be decanted into the bain-marie and the soup tureens for serving. So that all takes time, and then there's the wash up with that, and then some of the early bird volunteers then will come in around 7 and they'll start doing the wash up, and then others will arrive at 8, and then others will arrive at 9. All the students, the transition years and the college students and the company days that we have, they come around 9. And then jobs are allocated to everybody, and it doesn't matter, like if you were washing up today, like you may not be washing up tomorrow or ever again. You get whatever, you know, needs to be done. So it's kind of like whoever comes in will get the jobs that need to be done immediately. So they're on that duty for the day, you know. So you say, you're here, you're there, and whatever. And anybody else then that comes in, you know, they'd say, I like washing up. And we said, come in earlier. You know, we just have to move forward, you know. So, and that works as well. So then throughout the morning, like we open the doors about 8:30, but some people come in earlier out of the cold, and they can have a cup of tea while they're waiting. Like, so we start serving about 9:15, 10 to 9, and they'll have soup, main course, dessert, tea and coffee, and no problem at 9 o'clock in the morning to eat that for people, because they've, you know, aligned themselves with hunger times. Like furthermore, they might have had a very cold night and just come down. So people do, a lot of people would say, you serve dinner at that hour of the morning? And we said, but they eat it. So that's why we serve it at that time of the morning. And we try to finish up then about 1 o'clock and finish the serving. And otherwise we'd be here until all hours of the night. So then the next 3 hours are spent scrubbing and cleaning and putting everything back together. But throughout the morning then, the students they'll peel potatoes, they'll prep veg, they'll chop and cut and whatever. Some will serve, some will do the wash up, some will help serve the teas and the coffees. They will, you know, come around, brush the place, clean the place, whatever needs doing. They'll be told what to do, clean out the cubbyhole, clean out the cupboard, stock rotation. It's like Groundhog Day every day here. You start like it's the same thing. But you have to do it because that's just the nature of it. And then if we get stuff in donations, we have to figure out where do we fit them in, and you know, which goes first, what's just come in, or what, you know, that way. So it's all, you know, a juggling thing and balancing things out at the end. But we managed to get it done, and that's the important thing as well. So if we get a huge amount of donations, then during the day, you know, we could get yogurt, so we could get stuff like that. We know that they have to get out as quickly as possible. So sometimes they might leave with a box of yogurts, and how bad. They didn't come in with them, they came in hungry. And isn't it great to go away like not hungry and with spare, you know, with stuff like to spare. So that we hope does uplift everybody, and it gives them a sense of security that they're not looking for food now anyway, and they're not hungry. So we think that that puts them in a better place to cope with life's struggles. We started a new initiative recently with UCC. It's called Food for Thought, and it's about mental health. And I think it's just fabulous, like that we kind of came up with this idea. I was on to Jonathan and I said, if you make, rather than people sit down and just eat and talk, I said, if they could prep it, cook it, eat it, and clean up afterwards, and they'll all get to know each other in this, because they'll all be doing, you know, won't be one person doing one job, it'll be 2 or 3 around each little thing, like some peeling the carrots, some peeling the turnips, some peeling the spuds, and etc., etc. So they said, yeah, that was a great idea. So we brought a chef in, and it's going to happen on a regular basis now. But for a lot of students that come from outside the city that wouldn't have their family back up here in the city, it'll be invaluable for them, because they'll find a social outlet where they'll also get a bit of nourishing food that they've made themselves, but they will learn how to sustain themselves. They will learn how to reach out and talk. They will not be so lonely or so isolated, and I'm sure their families will be comforted to know that they're making friends and stuff. So I think it'll help with a lot of mental health issues that affect our young people. A lot of people kind of can put people that are down on their luck in a box, but like, and keep them in the box, like, and just think that's it. For example, yesterday I was talking to somebody, asking him I won't say where, but about the choir, could they perform at something? And he said, but do they actually sing? I said, we're a choir, like, you know, and I just found the question strange. And I said, you know what? I said, I think you're the wrong person to be asking. I said, I'll find someone else. And I just left the room because, like, people just think that you must label everything. And look what they're doing to themselves. If you label something, what are you actually doing to yourself? You know, everything is in this box then, but you should find out what box you're in first before you put anybody else into another box. And if you had a look at your own box and try to come out of it every now and then, you might see that nobody should be in a box, you know, and not worry about it, and not worry about the reason why. Lots of people, you know, would want to know what happens, and it's not ours to tell, it's not ours to discover, it's not ours to delve into, you know. It happens, and for whatever reason, you know, why does a tsunami happen? Why does an earthquake happen? Why do all these natural disasters happen? You know, you could analyse it until the cows come home, but the fact is, it's happened. So let's do something about it. Let's be practical rather than looking into why. Let's do something about it. So when I say proactive, that's what I think we are. We don't spend a lot of time in that place down there, you know, in that probably valley of the doomed. We like to go out and explore it and see, could we take this another step forward? And I think we've done that with our plans and our vision, and I think like we're very excited about our vision. For a long time we thought maybe we couldn't pull it off, and but now we know oh my God, we're very capable of pulling it off, and we would hope like that if we pull it off, that other people will try and pull off what we've pulled off, you know, and do it. So we're determined, like, you know, that we're going to get in there and we're going to do this. Because if you come into the Cork Music Dojo when everybody's leaving, the happiness, like, it's incredible. You know, you could go out and spend €100 to go see something, you might come out of it and not feel it. But you're guaranteed, if you want to leave with the biggest smile on your face, to come to any of the classes that go on here, and you'll leave, you know, happy and uplifted, contented, call them all those words, whatever, like, but you will go up with a big smile on your face, which is very important. And I think that's why our numbers have increased. Not that we're making everyone, you know, lalooed from happiness. Of what I'm saying is, we're taking away the fear and allowing them be at ease, and that's important. People that come and help us are the people, you know, they might come in and they might give you money, they might give you a check, they might give you a box of food. The schools, you know, at Christmas, we have a school, Blarney Street School, and just to see them walking down, each child carrying a plastic bag of groceries, and the school coming through with their principal and their teachers and all walking down and coming up that lane, should that would melt the heart of anybody. Where would you get it? Like, that's the stuff that heroism is made of, isn't it? You know, and it's incredible. And I just hope that the world will be better for penny dinners, you know, and that we will even make it more better, and that there will be lots of other organisations that are doing the same work, recognised for making the world a better place to be, and that we'll keep on continuing it until one day we'll have dreamt the impossible dream and made it come true. Hopefully.